Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. I am so incredibly pumped to have you here today because we are diving into a massive paradigm shift. We're talking about taking that traditional, kind of luck-dependent creator dream, that grueling grind where you post and just pray something goes viral, and flipping it into a structured, highly profitable machine.
So let me ask you something right out of the gate, and I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. Are you treating your YouTube channel like a hobby or a business? It's a tough question to face, right? But locking in the exact right mindset from day one is absolutely everything. Look, if it's just a hobby, you don't even need a strategy. Post whatever you want, have fun. But if you want a massive return on your time and energy, we've got to think differently.
To get us into that business mindset, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The 3 F's of YouTube. 2. Content first versus business first. 3. The magic of alignment. 4. Monetizing pre-existing expertise. And finally, 5. Building systems for sustainability.
All right, let's jump right in with Section 1, the 3 F's of YouTube. Look, before you can build any sort of rock-solid strategy, you really have to know your exact goal. Now, fame is obviously a huge objective for kids starting out online, but most adults starting a channel, they're actually chasing some combination of 3 crucial things: fun, fulfillment, and finances. You want the actual process of creating to be genuinely fun. You want to feel fulfilled by positively impacting people. And yeah, for sure, you want it to generate financial freedom. The absolute dream scenario is hitting a perfect 10 out of 10 across all 3 F's. Equal slices of the pie, right? But here is the reality check. You might totally stumble into fun and fulfillment just by messing around and making videos you like. But grabbing that financial slice, that doesn't happen by accident. That requires a deliberate, hyper-focused strategy.
Which brings us straight to Section 2, content first versus business first.
You basically have 2 totally different paths here. First up is the traditional content-first approach. And guys, this is the endless grind. You're making videos for 2, maybe 3 years, desperately trying to build an audience, just hoping you'll figure out monetization later down the line. I mean, think about Chris Williamson's podcast. The guy literally did 3 episodes a week for 8 straight years before really cashing in. It is grueling. But then we have the business-first approach. This is where you nail down a high-ticket service or product first, and then use YouTube purely as a marketing channel to drive traffic to that business. Our source creator for this actually started a medical school prep company and just used his content to market those specific courses. You completely bypass those years of zero income because you're selling a valuable solution from day one.
Actually, scratch that. Quick pause here for a really important caveat. We call it the get-going exception. If you are an absolute beginner and you haven't even made, say, 7 videos yet, completely ignore everything I just said about business strategy for a minute. Seriously, do not overthink it. Just go make 7 videos. You've got to hit record, learn the ropes, and figure out if you even like making content before you try to build a whole business empire around it.
But assuming you've got those first videos under your belt and you want to make some serious money, let's move to Section 3, the magic of alignment. So alignment, what is it? It's basically the strategic intersection between you, meaning your true passions, your content, and your business, meaning your product or service. If there's a huge disconnect between what you're talking about on camera and what you're actually trying to sell, it creates massive friction. It's basically a one-way ticket to Burnout City. You have to keep all 3 of these things moving in the exact same direction.
Let's look at how this plays out in the real world to build sustainable income. Take Jeremy. Jeremy makes gardening content, and guess what? He sells gardening software. Amon makes software engineering content and offers career coaching for engineers. Key and Ben, they make songwriting content and run a paid membership community for songwriters. You see the pattern, right? When your content naturally pulls in the exact target audience that needs your product, the marketing literally does itself. It becomes completely effortless.
All right, let's transition over to Section 4, monetizing pre-existing expertise.
So how do you actually extract your own value right now? Start by asking yourself this: what problems do people come to you to help solve? Think about your professional life, your past jobs, your hobbies. What are friends or coworkers constantly picking your brain about? That right there is a massive clue to finding an incredibly profitable niche.
And building right on top of that, what do you find weirdly easy that everyone else finds incredibly hard? Nailing the answer to that uncovers your natural competitive advantage. People will gladly, happily pay a premium price for something that solves a huge pain point for them, even if it feels like a total breeze to you. You don't need to be some massive entertainment influencer pulling off Mr. Beast-level stunts to make real money. You just need to be an expert at solving one specific problem.
If you're a little skeptical about that, just look at Hannah, a professional ballet dancer. Within a few months, she pulled in 15,000 pounds in revenue, and now she's launching her very own academy. Or look at Tiago Forte, who massively monetized his pre-existing expertise in productivity. Notice what they didn't do. They didn't try to become generic lifestyle vloggers. They leaned entirely into what they already knew. Monetizing your actual proven expertise is infinitely easier and way more profitable than trying to push cheap merch to millions of casual viewers.
Which brings us to our final core concept, Section 5, Building Systems for Sustainability.
Because here's the harsh truth, even with perfect alignment, relying on pure manual labor for every single video will run you straight into the ground. You have to break your video production down into a factory assembly line. Step 1, ideation. Step 2, packaging. That's your title, thumbnail, and hook, maybe using some AI tools to help out. Step 3, bullet point scripting. Step 4, filming. And Step 5, editing. By systemizing this stuff, like literally just leaving your camera permanently set up in a dedicated room so you aren't wasting an hour tweaking lights, or eventually outsourcing that edit entirely, you save a massive amount of time and energy. You have to protect the machine.
Just take Frederick's real-world success story. He says, I leaned into the triplet bullet point structure. This means I went from idea to published video in just 4 days instead of 2 full weeks. 4 days instead of 2 weeks? Grinding out these word-for-word scripts is absolutely exhausting. Scrapping that for a systemized bullet point flow is a total game changer for long-term consistency. Systems guys are what keep the fun and fulfillment alive while the finances roll in.
So I'm going to leave you with one final question to chew on. Are you building a content treadmill or a sustainable business machine? Don't spend the next few years making random videos just hoping you'll get lucky. Stop overthinking it. Leverage your unique expertise, build a product that solves a real problem, and let your content be the marketing engine that drives the whole shebang. Thanks so much for exploring this with me today, and I'll catch you on the next edition of The Explainer.